All right. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming in to see me today. So today we're going to spend a few minutes working on communication within your family. And so we're going to be using what's called the psychoeducational approach, which just means that I'll kind of be teaching you maybe a specific skill and then we'll practice it together so you can start using it at home. So even small changes in how we communicate can make a big difference in reducing conflict. So, can you tell me what usually happens when conflict starts at home?
Yeah, so usually when we get home after working and after school, I'll ask Jordan, can you go ahead and clean up your room a little bit or help me with the dishes, help me with the laundry or something like that. Just any little thing that, because every little bit helps.
Mhm.
And it always turns into an argument. He doesn't do it willingly.
I mean, you hear her tone. She just gets frustrated so fast, and that gets me super frustrated. So then it seems like every single time she asks me to do something, it has to turn to an argument before it gets done.
Okay. So, it sounds like things escalate pretty quickly once conflict starts. So, what do those moments usually feel like for each of you?
Well, for me, like I've already been at work all day. I have very little energy when I get home. So, I mean, when I get home and then instead of just picking up a little bit and being able to relax, then when I get into an argument, I'm super exhausted and I'm coming into the situation already tired. So, I'm irritated, I'm tired, I have low energy, and really, I just don't like repeating myself.
I mean, for me, it just feels like she's fussing at me all the time. I get super annoyed, and then I end up having to crash out so that I can get through to her,
Okay.
and then
So,
I end up just stop listening.
okay. So, there's frustration on both sides, and it sounds like that just kind of turns into this cycle, and once that starts, it's hard to stop. So that's exactly why this kind of skill can be really helpful. So, as part of this psychoeducational approach, I want to introduce a simple communication skill, and it's called I statements. So, when people use you statements like you never listen or you always argue, it can sound blaming. And so, when this happens, the other person usually gets defensive instead of really hearing maybe what's being said. But with an I statement, the focus shifts to your own feelings and it kind of keeps that on your feelings and your personal experience. And that can make communication feel less attacking and be more productive. So, for example, instead of saying you never listen, you might say, I feel frustrated when I don't feel heard because I'm trying to communicate something important. So, with the I statement, there's three simple parts, and it's that I feel, when, and because. So the structure is, I feel whatever emotion, when, whatever the situation is, and because, and then that reason that goes with it. So this kind of helps the other person understand what you're feeling without feeling blamed or attacked. So, Alicia, let's start with you and let's think about something you would normally say to Jordan during an argument. Then we'll turn it into an I statement.
So, normally, I would say, you never listen to me and you never even do what I ask.
Okay, so yeah, that's a great example. So now let's think about that in terms of an I statement.
I feel frustrated that you don't listen to me and I have to repeat myself.
Okay, so that was really clear and not blaming. And you shared how you feel and why it matters to you. So, how did that feel to say it that way?
Well, it seemed a little different because normally I would say it harsher.
Mhm. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So that's one of the strengths of this skill is that it kind of slows the conversation down and it makes it easier for the other person to really hear you. So, okay, Jordan, now it's going to be your turn. So think about something you would normally say back during an argument, and let's turn that into an I statement.
Okay. Usually, I might say you're always on me or you're always nagging me.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So now let's try putting that into an I statement.
Okay. So I feel annoyed when I'm corrected a lot because it makes me feel um like I can't do anything right.
Okay. Yeah, that was good. That was a really strong example. So, you communicated how you feel without attacking your mom. So that was good. So, what was that like for you to say it that way? How did you feel?
I think it felt better than just arguing. It made it easier to say what I actually felt and what I mean actually.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's good. It's a good way. It gives you a good way to express yourself that doesn't automatically make the conflict worse. So, okay, now let's practice a short conversation using only I statements, and I'll help guide you if you need it. So, Alicia, you can go first.
I feel frustrated when the house is messy and the chores are not done because I need help around the house and don't want to carry everything by myself.
Well, I feel overwhelmed when I'm told several things at once because I don't know where to start.
Okay, good. Yeah, so that was a strong start from both of you. Alicia, respond again using that same format.
I feel stressed when I have to keep reminding you because I want us to work better together at home.
I feel more willing to listen when I'm spoken to calmly because it helps me not get defensive.
Okay, so that was really good. So notice how different that sounds from a typical argument. And so you're both sharing real feelings, but you're doing it in a way that opens up that conversation instead of shutting it down. So yes, that was good. So what did each of you notice about using those I statements instead of your usual responses?
For me, I felt like it helped me say it calmer without getting upset.
I think it was easier to listen and hear what she was saying because I didn't feel blamed.
Yeah, that's great. And that's exactly the goal of these I statements. So the skill, it doesn't make the problem disappear, but what it does do is it creates a better way to talk about it. So that was really good today. So what we practiced again today, it was that psychoeducational approach, and we're learning and practicing new skills. It can help improve communication within the family. So today you both learned how to use I statements and to express feelings in a more respectful and effective way. The more that you practice this at home, the easier it's going to become to slow that conflict down and reduce that defensiveness and understand each other more clearly. So I really appreciate you both for being so willing to practice these today and for showing up. And we will get you on the calendar for next week.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.